Okay, so we're on page 3 now. So now we can look a bit more at Lady Macbeth. This is where she's talking to Macbeth, her thane, her lord, and encouraging him to be more ambitious. And there's a triadic structure of similes here. So a triadic structure is a posh term for a triple, all right? But especially when it's used in a kind of longer way, like three of another device. So she says, his face is as a book. Okay, so that would be 1. She says, to beguile the time, look like the time. Okay, so that'd be 2. And 3, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. So there are 3 similes and use of imagery. And we can take each of these in turn. So the key points, right, are deception. And for Lady Macbeth, ambition is always means violence and death. Okay, she's in no illusions from the start. If you want to be ambitious, you almost have to commit violence and death. So your face is as a book where men may read strange matters. So she's almost saying honesty would be strange. Okay, which again links to that idea of her as being deceptive. Secondly, we've got this idea to beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. So to spend the time until you reach your goal. Okay, so it's to spend the time until you reach the goal, look like you should do in this current moment, in this current time. So look welcoming, be welcoming in the way you look at people, and the way you gesture to people, and the way you speak, right? And then here, the third one, she says, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. And I think this is the best simile to kind of unpack in a bit more depth, right? Because it links to the religious biblical imagery I mentioned at the start of this homework. So Shakespeare uses this religious biblical imagery with Lady Macbeth because it ties into that idea of women being sinful and Eve in the garden and giving in to the serpent. All right. So that this crops up in a couple of places with Lady Macbeth, and you should keep an eye out for this. But it's definitely here, that idea of innocence being lost in the garden and the serpent. Okay, so almost she's saying almost be the devil, be evil. It's really explicit here. So that idea of deception isn't just in a small social way, among her group of friends or her little society. It actually goes far deeper to this religious biblical idea. And what context could we link that to? I would hope you're already there before me. Should be thinking about the historical gender stereotypes there. Okay. Is that a sexist or fair way to present the only woman with any real lines in the play? You could probably argue not, especially from a feminist point of view, but you can make some of your own notes on that, linking to this, okay? Elsewhere, so just following on from Lady Macbeth, this is later on in Act 3, Scene 4, okay? This is where she's urging Macbeth and emasculating him to carry out murders and kind of become king in time. This camera's about to die, so I'll pause it and carry on in the next video.